Thursday evening clinical Pilates class. It's a 3 body part class. So we've got neck, thoracic. So our thoracic spine is our mid back and our shoulders, but our shoulders will include most of the arm anyway. So you are going to need a TheraBand. I've got a red, but if you want anything a little bit stronger like greens or blues, that's absolutely fine. Or if you want to go easier, that is your yellow. So let's get going with our warm up. Placing your feet hip distance apart, nice soft knees. Growing tall towards the ceiling, keeping that peach tucked underneath your chin, wide collarbones, shoulder blades connecting down towards your back pockets, finding that neutral spine, and then drawing in lower abdominals, little lift up through your pelvic floor to center. So just start rolling through those shoulders for me, nice big circles. Arms are going to float up, palms facing down, big reach to your back wall, and look to that back wall as well. And that's going to encourage that extra little rotation. Sweeping round for our corkscrews. So behind the ears, shrugging the shoulders up, pulling the shoulders back down, unwinding. Last one. And then taking that head across to the side, stretching down the side of the neck, so opening up. Keeping that shoulder depressed. And then swapping to the other side. And then coming into our roll down. So chin down towards your chest, peeling each spinal bone forwards in order, lengthening through the back of those legs, taking a deep breath in here. And then breath out, tucking that tailbone under, stacking each spinal bone back on top. Chin is the last thing to lift. And go again. Last one. And then widening through your stance, pointing your toes out 10 to 2. Deep squats for me. A little push forward, squeezing those glutes as you get to the top. But I don't mind where you have your hands on the pelvis in front of you. If you want to sweep forwards, that is fine too. Last one. Curtsy lunges. So stepping that leg behind, working left to right. Toy soldier. Sorry, after this last one, even up. Nice and tall through your spine, lift up through that breastbone, get those postural muscles working. So no slumped postures today, like every day. Nice and tall. And then we're going to come into walking. So high on the toes. Dropping the heels left to right. And relaxing down for me. So from here, you are going to bend your knees, you are going to straighten one leg back, and you are going to reach all the way around, look into that hand, opening up across the front of that chest, into that thoracic spine, back again to the other side, so that leg reaches back, and then return. Keep working left to right for me. So you are long through this arm. Make sure that this arm that you're pushing away from that knee is not bent like this, okay? Nice and long. Back to the center, bent knees. One goes back and reaching round. Also, if you think about how far you can reach with one hand and the other, you might notice there's a discrepancy with your rotation from left to right as well. I can definitely tell I'm stiffer rotating to my left. Why is that? I don't know. Who knows? One more left to right. And relaxing back down again. So from here, you are going to half roll down. So you're going to come into flexions, halfway down towards the knees. When you get to the knees, you're going to push and extend that spine, looking across your room, and then curling all the way back up again. And again for me. Last one for me. And then when you come up into standing, a little bit of stretching through our neck. So chin down towards your chest, hands at the back, reaching forwards for me. I'll try not to breathe into the mic too much. So make sure that your rest of your spine is neutral. And that chin is as close towards your chest as you can. And over pressure on the back of the head and not on the top of the head. And relaxing down, coming into levator scapulae stretch. So halfway off center, chin down towards your chest, pulling forwards. Lovely, and swap to the other side. So next exercise is a little bit of strength, but it's not too heavy on us. So we're going to do press-ups against the wall, but I want you to step away from the wall as much as you can. So you'll step away from here, and then you'll take your forehead towards the wall, and then you're going to push back away again. We're going to do 3 sets of 10. They should be easy. Remember, it's not got your body weight to it. It's a slightly different angle. It's more sort of on top of the shoulders than it is across the chest because of the angle. So slightly different from the floor, because unfortunately, we're doing some on the floor. floor as well today, later on though. So when you're ready, head towards the wall and then returning back. You might be using the back of a door, which is fine as well. So just make sure that you're not bending at those hips. Your body stays nice and long. I always think whenever I do press-ups against this wall, I think it doesn't feel very secure, like I might push it down. That would make good TV, wouldn't it? So when you've done your first 10, let yourself have a little bit recovery and just acknowledge how your body feels. So you should be feeling it more kind of like upper around the shoulders here, upper chest, upper pectoral muscles when we do those. And then when we come down onto the mat and we do them from a press-up position against gravity, you should feel it more on pecs, lower pecs, and more around the arms, okay? So when you're ready, next round of 10, go. So make sure it is challenging enough to you. If you step too close, you're not really going to feel a lot of load. So make sure that you've stepped far enough back from the wall so you feel it on those shoulders. Lovely, last one's coming up. Give those wrists a little bit of a shake if you need to. And again, last ones. Lovely. And then if you have a wall that you can get close to, you're going to bring your mat against it. If you haven't, don't worry, you can just be on the mat in the same position. So your legs are going to be in this position. So the arm that you are moving is the one you're going to rotate round to is the same side that the leg is in front. Okay? So same side, you are going to reach all the way back and then return. So again, if you've not got the wall, you're going to be here. But again, having that wall there is that reminder not to twist through the pelvis. Okay, so if you can get right up against it, fix everything, and then rotate around. So we're going to do 10 on one side, 10 on the other. So when you swap legs, and then the opposite arm. Lovely, and then I'm just going to move my mat a bit further out the way. So from here, now, if you notice that this is too challenging to you, unfortunately I haven't actually got a modification. We're not doing too many of these. We're going to do 6 repetitions and then we're going to relax the bottom back down again. So if you can just do a little lift and lower back down again, that's fine. But if you can do the tilts with the taps with the legs, then that is perfect. Okay, so you are going to be in this position. Your fingers are going to be pointed forwards, but I know for some people's wrists that's not great. So if you need to have them slightly twisted away, that's fine, or even the opposite way, that's okay, but see if you can get your fingers facing forwards for me. So you are going to raise up, and then you are going to tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you can come back off those shoulders again, okay? And we're going to do 2 more rounds. So we're going to do 3 in total. So if you missed that, please catch up, and then we're going to do the next rounds. So the higher you lift your bottom, the harder this will be, okay? So if you just lift a little bit like this and you're just hovering off, it's not going to be as hard as holding up here, okay? So pick what's appropriate to you. When you're ready, let's go again. 5, 6, as I say, 6 is going to be enough. Lots of strength is required around those shoulders and those triceps and those biceps to hold that position. And again, you've got those options with different positions of where your fingers are pointing forwards, pointing out to the side, pointing back, okay? So you decide, but pointing forwards is going to be harder. When you're ready, last round of 6, let's go. 5, 6, lovely, relaxing down for me. So you're going to need your thin head block, and you're going to put your TheraBand around your back. So you are going to need enough resistance so that when you push forwards, you can feel that resistance through the arms, okay? So you're gonna get that load in the arms. At the same time, if you want to make this a little bit harder, you're gonna hold a double leg tabletop position, so we're working our core at the same time. Breath out as you push away, breath in as you return. So as you bring those arms, those elbows back down again, the elbows will come out to the side. Try not to have them by the side of the body here. Try and have them out to the side like you do in a chest press with a bar. So it's up to you. You could do 10 and rest, or you could just keep going until you get to fatigue. Yeah, so when you take your recovery, please feel free to bring the legs down. If you want to work hard tonight, just keep your legs in tabletop position and just feel that endurance working through your core. And then when you're ready, just join back in again after your recovery with the reps you want to do, or when you get to that fatigue, that sensation that makes you feel like you need to take some recovery, that is fine. So I'm going to do 10 more. So you can join me if you like, or you can carry on with how you are for another 10. Last ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lovely. Taking one leg down, the other leg to follow. So nice big circles through the arms, all the way over the head. Try and get the arms as close to the mat as you can. Deep breath in and then breath out as you come back again. All the way down, trying to get as close to the floor as you can, really opening up to the front of that chest without lifting up too much through the ribs, and especially not lifting up through your lower back to get that range. So keep that connection here and just let those shoulders do all of the work. Keep your elbows straight as well, because if you have them bent, it will feel like you can get there. Okay, when actually, if you keep your arms nice and long, you can see that you've still got that little bit of extra range to go. Hopefully you should be a little bit closer towards the floor now. One last one. Lovely, and relaxing down. So we're going to work our deep neck flexors. When we do our deep neck flexors, quite a lot of the time we do it in a prone position and we retract back and connect. But this time we're going to contract them in this position. So I want you to keep your peach underneath your chin here. You are going to raise up and you are going to hold this position for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relaxing down, and you should feel all of that load to the front of the neck in our deep neck flexors. You shouldn't be feeling gripping tension and tightness on the side of the neck. If you do, the likelihood is you protracting the chin forwards like this and holding it here. When we need to get that retraction, get these deep neck flexors working and hold the connection. So we're going to do 2 more rounds of those. So position first, tuck that chin down, and then you are very gently going to flex that neck and hold. Relax down. And again, wide collarbone, shoulder blades connecting down. Make sure that we're not shrugging these shoulders up as we hold that connection, that static hold. When you're ready, go. And relax it down, well done. So from here, as promised, we're going to be doing our press-ups. So you have got options here. You can do box press-ups, or you can do box press-ups or half press-ups. So from here, box press-ups are going to be slightly bringing your body weight forwards so you get that load through the pectoral muscles through the chest. If you do this, it's all going to be just on your triceps, okay? And we're not going to get any load through the pecs. So if you are in your half press-up position, you'll not need to move forward. You'll be in the right position, and you'll just take that body down, and then you'll push away. Okay, so first 10, 3 sets of 10 today. Let's go. Lovely, take your recovery. So again, you've got the option, smaller range if you need to do a smaller range when you're doing these. Or just come into that box press up position and finish off those reps if you are in a half plank and it just feels too challenging for you. But the burn is good. I promise you we'll get stronger when we feel the burn. That's the only way we know we're going to get change, is when it hurts us a little bit, when it's a bit nasty. Right, ready? Let's go. Lovely, last one's coming up. Shake them out, shake them out. So that lactic acid will be building up when we do these, because these are quite challenging. Okay, and last ones. Lovely, all the way back into shelf stretch. Reaching right through to your fingertips. Openings. So you're going to need your thick head block on top of your thin one, or your cushion or your pillow that you've been using. Optional TheraBand use if you want to, if your arms are like, they're gonna fall off, Amy. You don't have to use a TheraBand for arm openings, but if you're like, no, I'm good, I'm gonna go for it today, Amy, grab hold of the TheraBand. So, from here, if you're holding the TheraBand, obviously you're not going to be able to point your fingertips, but if you're not holding the TheraBand, you're going to point through to your fingertips. So, ankles, knees and hips stacked on top of each other, neutral spine, breath out, breath in. So just keep that little bit of tension on through the TheraBand, a little bit of work. I'm going to move away from that wall because I can't go down as much. So it shouldn't be floppy, okay? You should have that resistance on that TheraBand when you straighten out your arms. Last one for me. And then swap into the other side. So please feel free just to roll over. I'm going to move my blocks to the other side to keep an eye on you all. But again, keep it tight as you come over. One more for me. Sorry, not one more, 5 more. And then we've got another exercise to do in a nice long seated position. If anyone cannot do what I'm going to show them to do, I'm going to get you to just put your TheraBand around a chair. No, not around a chair, around a piece of, like a stable piece of furniture. So you've got to have good hamstring length for this next one. So you're going to cross your TheraBand over, okay, so it's around your feet and tight. And then we are going to do seated rows. So nice and tall, squeeze back and then return forward. So as I say, anyone who is struggling with that because of they want to sort of be in that slump position because their hamstrings are too tight, you can be in a stood up position, popping it around like the door. So if you tie it in a bow, not in a bow, in a knot halfway down, put it round the door handle on the other side, shut the door, and then be in standing and pull it towards you, okay? And you can do it that way. But obviously this way is going to work your postural muscles a lot more. It's going to put your hamstrings on length. So please do try this one if you can. Okay, so we're going to do nice big squeezes. Nice and tight if you can. So from here, squeeze back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let yourself have a little rest and recovery. So if you need to come out of that position, that's absolutely fine. Let your back have a little bit of mobility. And then when you're ready, we're going to do another 10. So again, nice and tight through the band for me. So we're working nice and hard. Obviously make sure that that door doesn't get pulled open at you as well, if you're doing that. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, oh, 10, big squeeze, lovely. And again, as we're doing those for the last round, just make sure that you are tall, lifting up through your breastbone, not allowing your shoulders to sort of shrug up towards the ears as you do. This is very tempting to want to do this. We want to get that retraction and that length through the back of the neck. Okay, so just make sure we're in good form when we do these and we'll work all the correct muscle groups that we need to. So, last ones. So I've done a little bit of a crossover. Ready? Go. Oh, I get them really tight. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, lovely, 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 everyone. Perfect. So from here, you're going to thread that arm all the way underneath, resting on the side of your head and your shoulder, and just holding that rotation. So just opening up that shoulder blade. So a little extra creep underneath if you need to. And then swap into the other side. And then when you are ready, very gently coming back up into standing for me. Lovely. So feet hip distance apart for me. Nice big sweep into the center. Breath out as you go all the way over the top. Last one. And relaxing down, everybody. Thank you for joining me in that class. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Please do have a lovely evening, and I will see you again at one of our other classes. Well done, everyone.